everybody. Welcome into the Shield Football Podcast, the show of all winners this week.
Yes.
Shout out to Fredo's team won, my team won, and of course Kraft's team won. Kraft, how you doing after this last weekend?
I'm feeling a little better. We still got some stuff the offensive line can work on, but Tannehill's pretty efficient, and that looked more like a Titans game script this past one. It's
Definitely.
more of what I'm used to seeing with them versus the Bengals. But overall, it was actually a pretty good weekend of football. And really, there were some good games that turned out a way that I didn't think they would turn out. So
Yeah,
it was really interesting this weekend.
definitely good week. Again, shout out to Fredo on vacation. Hopefully, he'll be back rested. Nice little tan. Get some virgin pina coladas out on the beach. But we're gonna hop right into this week. Get it started. Start with the recap. Let's do Thursday night. The Lions defeat the Packers 34-20. Really, all you need to know is big game from David Montgomery.
Yes.
But with that win, how do you feel about the Lions and that stranglehold they have over that division? Is anybody gonna be competitive with them?
I don't see it. They look balanced.
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball, the running and the passing and the defense. The teams look very, very balanced. And, of course, they got their tight end of the future
Yeah.
with Sam Laporte. I mean, if I'm going to get anything, if I get a tight end, please give me one from Iowa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the Dallas Clark, the George Kittles, the T.J. Hawkinson, no offense. The list just goes on. T.J. Fedorowicz. There's been all kind of big top tight ends come out of Iowa, but, you know, nobody really pays attention to that. And when they let Hawkinson go last year, I'm like, man, what are they doing?
Yeah.
They just spent that pick on him. They let him go, but now I see why. It makes sense with a much younger tight end. But they are very balanced, man, and it's going to be scary with Jameson coming back. I think he come back this week.
Mm-hmm.
It was 6 games, but for some reason, I guess the NFL changed the rule. So it's 4 games. So he should be back in the fold this coming up week. So that's going to be another guy that can take the top off. So with him taking the top off and Amon-Ra working the mid, it's going to be very difficult to deal with those guys coming up in the future, man.
Yeah, definitely. They've got it sewed up.
Yeah.
They just got to stay healthy.
Yes.
If they stay healthy the rest of the year, they should be hosting a playoff game, and then we can see where they go from there. The team is, like you said, balanced. They're just they're dangerous. It's the best team they've had in history.
It's rarely been a long time for them.
The history of this team.
And they've had 2 primetime games already. The only primetime game they normally got was Thanksgiving. Because they were basically grandfathered in that spot and they're still getting their brains beat in. So now they've got 2 primetime games already this year. So you know you're going to see a lot more of them in the future going forward. And of course, you mentioned Montgomery. They got him back.
Yeah,
they went out and spent money on him this summer, and then they drafted Gibbs. I think the problem is Campbell, he trusts him.
Yeah.
He trusts him a little bit more than Gibbs. People say Gibbs the more talented player. Why is he not getting more touches? But you need that guy like Montgomery you can trust to pick up the blitzes and stuff like that, stuff that Gibbs still going to have to learn. So there's still going to be a 1-2 punch in the backfield for them. So things are looking up for the Lions.
Definitely. Like you said, things are looking up. But to start off Sunday, starting off early, they went to London. Atlanta and Jacksonville visited London. Home game for Jacksonville. Jacksonville wins 23-7. Desmond Ridder, 19 of 31, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, 23 of 30, 207 yards, 1 touchdown. Bijan, big game, 14 carries, 105 yards. Travis Etienne, 20 carries, 55 yards. And this is what we got to talk about. Leading receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, Jonnu Smith with 6 receptions, 95 yards. Leading receiver for the Jaguars, Christian Kirk, 8 receptions, 84 yards. So, like I said, we got to talk about this Jonnu Smith. Drake, it's not Drake London.
Nope.
Damn sure ain't Kyle Pitts.
Nope.
And it's Jonnu Smith. So my question to you, Kraft, are we just wrong?
Yeah.
Is Kyle Pitts not good? What are they seeing?
That's what I wrote in my notes. I said, is Kyle Pitts any good? I wrote that in my notes before the show today.
I'm glad you.
It makes no sense. You take a guy that high, and then you bring in another tight end that's been in the league 7 years or more, and he's the featured tight end.
Yes.
So I'm starting to wonder because I was watching the game, and even when Kyle Pitts is on the field, he looked disinterested in the game. He don't even look like he really want to be there. So I don't know what's going on with that situation, but they may be like the 49ers with Lance. I mean, just go ahead and admit you made a mistake,
right,
and try to get something.
Move on, yeah.
Because now at the end of this year, you got to decide on his 5th year deal, because this will be the end of his 3rd year. So now you got to make up your mind what you're going to do with him going forward. So you may want to move him right now before the trade deadline, because you evidently he can't play, or you refuse to put him in the script every week.
I would love to figure out, or to be in the mind of Arthur Smith and know what it actually is.
Yeah.
Because Jonnu Smith it's not like he's Gronk. They're the same mode of player, body type and everything. So Kyle Pitts, 4 targets, 2 receptions. Yeah. Jonnu Smith, 6 targets, 6 receptions. So it's something fishy. Yeah. It's something. Drake London, 7 targets, 3 catches, 1 touchdown. I need some answers about that.
Yeah, there's something not right. And of course, like you said, Ritter's not the guy. Let's go ahead and say that now. Well, he's not the guy for this. I think he had like 2 or 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
After they was hyping him up about he only turned the ball over one time this season, and he comes out there and turns it over, I think maybe 2 or 3 times. He's not the guy. Maybe Arthur Smith's not the guy for this team. I don't know. But the way they operate, I don't think it's sustainable. You got those weapons out there, and you still operating like this, man. I don't get it. So and of course with the Jags, still underwhelming. I'm waiting to see something. You went out there and you got Calvin Ridley, and you give him 2 targets. I know Christian Kirk is good, but he ain't better than Ridley. Ridley is one of those guys you can put out there where you should be able to feel comfortable throwing him the ball whenever you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they ain't got that connection yet, and we were planning on this being one of the more high-powered offenses in the league.
They don't look like it.
No, but right now they don't even look like it at all.
No.
You know, and I don't like to see what happens if they don't make the playoff. Then that's a problem, because everybody picked them. Mm-hmm. But now when the live bullets are playing, they look like a minor team, man.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go on to some hometown cooking. Pittsburgh at Houston. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh visited Houston, NRG Stadium. They scored 6 points. And the Houston Texans go off for 30 points. Stroud, 306 yards. 2 touchdowns, 16 of 30. Versus Kenny Pickett, 15 of 23, 114 yards, 1 interception. So, really, that's all we need to talk about. These quarterbacks are on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum right now. Yeah. Pickett, he got hurt during the game, knee injury. Hope he's okay. But before that, it looked like 2 different weight classes when it came to how CJ broke the game down, how he attacked the Steelers defense versus how Pickett scrambled around and looked frantic. What do you think about how the Texans performed?
Man, I got to give them an A+ this week. Missing offensive lineman, you're missing your left tackle, and you going up against a front like the Steelers got, and you still put up those kind of numbers. Hey, no turnovers again for Stroud. They got their quarterback, man. I'm a Titans fan, and my division is looking kind of scary for me right now. Yeah. Now that I can see what Stroud's doing in just the first 4 games, you can only think that he's going to get better from this point. Mm-hmm. You know, he's going to be more and more dangerous. And I was a doubter when they drafted him, but now it looks like they're another team. They made the right decision.
Yeah,
they got their quarterback of the future. So, and it looks like Nico Collins. You know, he's had a couple of games this year where he put up those big numbers like that. So, man, they might be a thing to come with, and of course with Tank Dell. So, yeah, the future's looking good for the Texans right now, man.
Is very bright. They got 451 total yards on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's a defensive-led team.
Mm-hmm.
Man, congratulations to the Texans fans. Y'all got your one. He is the best rookie quarterback. His best rookie period in the draft. He trying to see who he reminds me of. His accuracy is almost young Manning like, especially on the intermediate in the intermediate section of the field. It's just he always puts the ball where he wants to, low and away from the defender, high and away from the defender, over the shoulder, both shoulders. It's impressive to see what he's doing. And like you said, I didn't necessarily doubt him, but I thought it was going to be some growing pains. He came into the league and he full stride.
Yeah, I'm evidently he's learning on the fly because there's no sacks yesterday.
Right.
I don't think they got to him one time. So that lets me know he's getting rid of the ball now. In the beginning, I was worried about him holding on too long or getting happy feet when the pocket starts to collapse around you. But hey, look like he's learning on the fly, and he's going to be real good.
Yeah. And on the other side of the ball, I don't know what the Steelers can do. I've no the play calling is a problem. Quarterback is a problem. They really miss Deontay Johnson, and it's just, man, I feel for Tomlin. There's not many answers not many cards he can pull out the deck to fix this.
No, not at this point of the year. There's not much he can do. I mean, he can probably get rid of the OC and try somebody else, but like you said, you still got the quarterback situation. You got good receivers, but there's still that quarterback issue that they got, and he was really frustrated after the game, man. He said some changes are going to have to be made. He said it was a terrible product they put on the field. I would have to agree with him, so I don't know what those changes are going to be, but I'm ready to see what it is.
They have to do something. I would start with the play caller. I know it's kind of mid-season. It's kind of wild to totally change your offensive play caller, but they need to upgrade, obviously, and it's too big of a team, too big of a fan base to be throwing this product out there.
And if Pickett out for any time, and you got Trubisky, and then you got Rudolph, and man, it's only gonna get worse for him now. A lot worse. And they only had a total of 225 yards and 12 first downs. Come on, man. You ain't going to win very many games like that unless your defense is turning them over 5 times. You ain't winning games like that. So they got a lot to figure out in Pittsburgh. But, I think they'll be okay just because Mike Tomlin can get the guys up and they'll win some games that you think they're not going to win. But as far as them being just a dominant team, man, they got a ways to go with this quarterback situation.
Yeah. Start looking to next year.
Yep. Yes.
Start looking to the Bo Nix, Drake May, Mike Penix.
Heavy. It's a heavy class.
Shador. See if this, because the quarterback of the future isn't in the building, and it's crazy to see that Texans they hit what seems like gold compared to the Steelers, who kind of settled for Pickett. I don't think they really wanted Pickett, but he was there. They needed a quarterback, so it just shows two different philosophies. We'll go to the next game. What we thought was the game of the week turned out to be a big-time blowout. Miami Dolphins went to Buffalo, lost to the Buffalo Bills, 20-48. Buffalo put it on them. Josh Allen was incredible. 4 touchdowns. He ran for a touchdown. Also, Stephon Diggs, 6 receptions, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. I said it right. On the other side, Tua, 25 of 35, 282 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And the Buffalo Bills limited Tyreek Hill to 3 receptions, 58 yards. Kraft, what do you think about how dominant this win was for the Buffalo Bills?
I think Josh Allen and Diggs, they took it personal.
Yeah.
The way they showed up, man. And Diggs, 3 touchdowns, like you were saying. I mean, come on. That's the best receiver on the team, and y'all still allowed him to get 3 touchdowns on you. So, yeah, they took that personal. They've been hearing all the chatter about the Dolphins and that offense and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was a hell of a job. If they do that all season long, then they got a shot. But I'm just wondering if this is one of those situations where, like I said, they've been hearing the chatter and they took it personal and they jumped up and lit them.
Yeah.
So next week you come around and you play below that. You don't want to see that. So if you play like that all year long, you're gonna get somewhere. But like you say, and of course, man, for them to hold Tyreek to that is amazing. Their defense is amazing, but they got a problem when they lost White.
Yeah.
The cornerback, man. That was terrible. And you're gonna be dealing with these type of receivers coming up again in the future. So man, it's good. It's kind of like when the Cowboys lost their cornerback. So that's something you got to keep an eye out for right there for sure, because it's gonna affect you.
The one bright spot they do get back Von.
Yes.
Von Miller, they get back coming up pretty soon.
Yes.
You said that they could get somewhere, but you stopped short of saying where they could get to. If Josh Allen takes care of the ball, what's their ceiling?
AFC Championship, I think.
Okay.
AFC Championship. By the way, the Bengals are looking so desperate down the road. So, one team steps in and another team falls out.
Right.
So, but if he can play that type of performance to take care of the ball, it's gonna be tough for anybody to beat him. The way he played almost a perfect game yesterday.
Yeah.
But like I said, I want to see them to continue to do that. I don't want it to be because it was personal against the Dolphins in the division game, but I want to see you continue to do that smash like that. If you can keep this team to 20 points, the best offense in the league, then there shouldn't be anything else to stop you.
Right.
So yeah.
On the other side of the ball, any concern about the Dolphins, about how Tua played? He was sacked 4 times. They lost their left tackle.
Yeah. Like you say, he was sacked 4 times, but I think they're gonna be okay just because they got the weapons. And they got a new one in A-Chain now.
Yeah.
So they just get gaining more and more weapons. But the left tackle, it may be an issue, especially when you play somebody like Buffalo. But with receivers and stuff, I don't see this happening again. Just twice that Hill's been held like that. The other time was Belichick. So evidently they went back and watched the New England film.
Yeah.
And see what they were doing to keep him in check. But that's very, very difficult to do. I'm expecting Mike McDaniel to watch that film and come back and check it out and put Hill in some different situations the next time.
Yeah. The only thing with Tua, I think they played Tua perfectly. They took exactly what Tua wanted to do with the over the middle, the necessary rocket arm that Josh Allen has. Their defense did a real good job, and the Bills' defense been playing lights out. One of the best defenses in the league, and they showed it. Holding a team that just scored 70 points to 20 is that's something special. But we'll see. I got them ranked pretty high in the power rankings right now.
Yep.
All right, going to Chicago. The Denver Broncos defeat the Chicago Bears 31-28. Denver goes to 1-3, and the Chicago Bears fall to 0-4. Russell Wilson, 21-28, 223 yards, 3 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 28 of 35, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I forgot the running back's first name, but McCullough, 7 carries of 72 yards. And then Khalil Herbert, 18 carries, 103 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 3 receptions, 52 yards. And DJ Moore had a game. About time. I'm sure he's saying the same thing. 8 receptions, 131 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm sure everybody knows the Bears jumped out. They got on their ass. was 28-7, and I don't know what happened.
I don't either. The wheels fell off.
The wheels fell off the bus. Justin Fields started turning the ball over. I'm kind of speechless at this point. To figure out what's going on with the Bears. You got anything for these cats?
But the offensive production they put out, this is what I was expecting of them between Fields and DJ Moore. These were the type of numbers I was expecting them to put up. But just the interception by Field, it's all about timing when certain stuff happens.
Right.
Like if you just look at his numbers, he didn't have a bad game at all. It's just the sacks, 4 sacks for 35 yards. And like you say, DJ Moore had a day, but man, they had a total of 471 yards for the Bears, and Denver 311. They had 1 interception and 1 fumble, and of course, 10 penalties. I was looking at the Bears, 10 penalties, man. So if you can keep putting those numbers up every week, you're gonna win some games, but you can't fall apart in the end. You can't. You got to keep your foot down on them, guys.
Yeah, this is it's a travesty how the Bears are being ran. So with Justin Fields, first half, 16 completions, 17 attempts, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. But of course, you get to after halftime and just stuff just starts happening to where Justin Fields, that fumble he had that was ran back for a touchdown. It's just this is a poorly coached team, poorly assembled team. They don't execute. There's infighting. Chase Claypool, healthy scratch. That now they're trying to trade him after trading for him last year. It's just it's a shit show in Chicago, and I think this is one of the Jesus take the wheel type of situations. Everybody needs to go their separate way. You give up a 21-point lead to a Broncos team that's nothing special. They just gave up 70 points against the Dolphins. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's, I mean,
and you mentioned the coaching. This Fields was there before this coach. Fields is not his quarterback. Like you said, something's going to happen before this year is over. Because like we talked about earlier with the other player, they got to make up their mind this year on Fields for his 5th year option. This will be the end of his 3rd year, going into his 4th year. So either Fields is going to be gone or the head coach is going to be gone. And as it sits right now, the Bears got the number 1 and pick in the draft, number 1 and 2 pick in the draft, with Carolina being 0-4 and they being 0-4. So Chicago's got a lot of thinking to do as far as their future. So you either going to move on from the head coach, which he's only been there 1 or 2 years. Fields been there 3 years. So it's always good to try to have those guys aligned.
Yeah.
Guys that take a head coaching job, but I don't really want that guy. So in it you end up bumping heads, as far as how to run the offense with this quarterback and all those things. But yeah, they got some big decisions to make with the Bears.
Yeah. And you're not gonna learn anything positive or negative about the Bears for a whole season. The rest of the season is pretty much moot at this time. They might as well just play it out and make some decisions at the end of the year.
And the Broncos, they not much. They're not far from the Bears either. I would expect them at some point to become sellers. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Jerry Jeudy on the move or somebody like that just to get some more draft picks back because they ain't going. This season's going nowhere for the Broncos.
Sean Payton lucky they came back.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's about to be clown Sean Payton time because he's not doing much better coaching job than Nathaniel Hackett did last year.
No, he's not.
So
he's not.
He's just a prettier package. Prettier resume than Hackett.
That's it. As of today, that's all the others' resume difference.
All right. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens dominate Cleveland without Deshaun Watson. He was a late scratch. Lamar 15 of 19, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's not the full box score for him. No, he had 9 carries, 27 yards, 2 more touchdowns on top of that. Mark Andrews, 5 receptions, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. And for the Browns, DTR, Dorian Thomason Robinson, 19 of 36, 121, 3 interceptions. It's just unfortunate. It was a back and forth thing with Deshaun playing, or was he going to play? Was he not going to play? Of course, they didn't have their number one running back. Amari Cooper, only 1 reception. What could go wrong went wrong for the. Also David Njoku burned his face before the game. Like everything that could go wrong went wrong for the Browns. And Lamar dominated.
Yes, he did. Yep. Baltimore came out and they did what they were supposed to do. You beat them. A light team. So, hey, congrats to the Ravens. And hopefully Cleveland, they got to bye this week. They'll get the players back healthy and they get another chance at the Ravens later on this year. But Lamar did Lamar things. Him and his tight end putting in work. So yeah, there's much to say about this one.
I think this looks to me like a replication of the MVP season for Lamar. Not as gaudy rushing yardage as it was, but look what he's doing with just Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews was out the first week. Now Odell hasn't given him anything.
Nope.
Bateman, he still hasn't given him anything.
Potato head, man.
The only thing he's got is Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers. Number one running back, hurt. Now they're scrambling on defense. So right now he's in my book, he's top 4, top 5 in the MVP.
Yeah, he's been efficient.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. But we'll see. Like you said, it's just not much the Browns could do in that game. It was domination. We'll touch on this Vikings Panthers real quick. 21-13. Nothing really to see. Carolina's 0-4. Minnesota's 1-3. And I gotta look at their schedule, but it ain't getting much better for Chiefs.
Vikings and Chiefs next week.
Yeah. It's not getting better for any one of these teams. They're not going anywhere. Thank God for Justin Jefferson. That's pretty much all we're looking for in that matchup.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins tried to give the game away.
Oh yeah.
He had a couple of big games earlier in the year, and now he comes back to these guys and lay a big egg, man, at 99-yard return for a touchdown. He only threw for 180-some yards.
139 yards. Yeah.
Terrible.
2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Their future, they may be sellers or something because something's got to change. That ain't going to work. Quarterback market, they should be in it too.
Yeah.
For sure. You can't keep giving Cousins that kind of money for these results, man. Well, you got a young Justin Jefferson out there. Thank God he's quarterback proof.
Yeah.
They probably would have lost this game because it was a must win for them. They had no choice but to go in and win that game. You go to 0-4, you got big problems, which you already got. Got bigger problems coming up next week.
Now 1-4.
Yep.
So LA Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. Rams 29 points to the Colts 23 points in an overtime game. It looked bad for the Colts for a long time, and then Anthony Richardson just went to his Cam Newton bag. He started running around making plays. It's good to see that he's kind of flourishing.
Yes.
I know you were part of the team of sit him. He's not going to be ready.
Yes.
But he's good and he's bad. He's up and down like any rookie should be. Right. But what do you think about that back and forth contest?
Yeah, actually turned out to be He impressed. Just based on the fact that when they were down 20-0 or 23-0, I said this game is over.
Yeah.
This game is over. But the fact that he was able to get them back into that game and to go into overtime, like I say, I was one of the people who wanted to sit him for the year, but looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. And I think they got a few more offensive weapons that's got to come back for us tight ends and stuff. But the future, once again, in my division, I think they got their quarterback also.
Yeah.
So that's just putting my team behind the 8 ball a little further and further. So, but yeah, Richardson, he's gonna be legit, man. He's just got a few more things to figure out as far as passing, but like you say, he put that Cam Newton cape on.
Yeah,
man, when he wants to get down the field, he can go. So yeah, a good game for him, man. I'm glad they came back. I thought the game was over.
Yeah,
made the game and went to overtime.
Once they started building a comeback, and he had that rushing touchdown, and I was like, all right, you kind of celebrating kind of hard, buddy. Like, y'all not there yet. And then it just kept coming and coming. So they got it to overtime, and Matt Stafford did Matt Stafford stuff. He found his number one receiver, found him 9 times. Puka Nacua, 9 receptions, 163 yards. This dude right here is blowing my mind. I've never seen anything like that. Dude from BYU, 5th round pick. Just I didn't know that dude until he went off. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and now when Kupp coming back another week or so, they got 2 formidable receivers, and it looks like they found their running back in Williams.
Yeah.
So the Rams, they might push for that last playoff spot. They gonna give some people hell because the head coach he gonna throw some stuff together, man, with these players he's got right here. So and the defense is going as long as they got Aaron Donald, they're gonna make a little bit of noise.
A little bit.
So they're gonna push. They're gonna win some games and make this playoff race real competitive down the road. The Rams will. Sean McVay ain't gonna just let them lay down.
So the thing I'm thinking of is like the name you just said, Sean McVay.
Yep.
So Kyron Williams, 25 carries, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4.1 average. Puka Nacua, 9 receptions, 163 yards. Tutu Atwell, like Tyler Higbee. These names ain't household names.
Oh.
And he's winning games, 1. And 2, he's getting them to produce like they're stars. So so Sean McVay he's doing his thing. Obviously good coach, real good offensive minded coach.
Because before the season started, people thought they may be sellers at some point.
Yes.
They wasn't expecting the season to turn out like this, but McVay is not having it. So good for them, and if Stafford can stay healthy, they can do a few things.
Definitely. Buccaneers visiting New Orleans. The Buccaneers go into New Orleans and beat the Saints 26-9. Buccaneers go to 3-1, a surprising 3-1. New Orleans goes to 2-2. Baker looked good.
Yep.
He looked like he was revitalized. You know how Baker has that herky jerky running around with like a chicken with his head cut off look, but it's working for him.
Yes.
So he was 25 of 32, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Derek Carr, 23 of 37, 127 yards. He was dealing with an AC joint sprain. He shouldn't have played this game.
No.
He really shouldn't have played this game.
No.
I'm sure you had a vested interest in this game. What did you think of how the Buccaneers went in, actually manhandled the Saints?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You was right. Carr, he shouldn't have never played. No, that's the throwing shoulder. You just did that last week. You got to sit him. Let James. You took the L anyway. So come on and let James take that L while you get better. So all you probably did was set yourself back even further. So but hats off to Baker and the Buccaneers in first place in that division, and nobody thought they was going to be there. So he's got we got to see what the Mike is looking like. I don't know how long he's going to be out with the hamstring, but that team looks good. the Saints didn't know they didn't help their defense at all. They wasn't putting up any points. It stayed 3-0 for the longest, and then the bridge broke.
Yeah,
and as they start putting up points, man.
Yep. It was such a weird game to watch because you could tell that Carr was hobbled.
Yep.
He wasn't full strength. And then they threw Jameson for one pass, and that was an interception.
Yep.
They tried the Taysom Hill stuff that's kind of dry now. It's not like it was a couple years ago. And Alvin Kamara, he came back. He was the number one everything. He was everything for the Saints this game. He had 13 catches, right? That sounds good. But that's for only 33 yards, 2.5 yards a catch.
Yep.
It was dink and dunk. They couldn't get Olave into the game. He had one catch, I believe, for 4 yards. It was just, it was all bad.
Yeah. And they're gonna have to find a way to run the ball. You know, Kamara's not that type of back. Just you turn around and hand it off to him 25 times a game. They're missing Jamal Williams. They got to find some way to establish the run. I don't know if it's going to be Miller or what, but that's going to have to be part of their offense is running the ball.
Yeah, definitely. And Tampa Bay's another one of those teams we counted out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I was in the camp of saying, hey, Tampa Bay should be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. I guess they're just not built like that. They're going to fight. They saw that the division was winnable, and they're going to go ahead and try to win it. Right now, it looks like if they keep going in this trajectory, they should be able to win. Of course, we got to look at Mike Evans' injury, but hell, Chris Godwin woke back up and 8 for 114 yards. So, but we'll see. I think everybody in this division is pretty much compromised.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be pretty.
No, not at all. No.
Let's go to the Commanders and the Eagles. We ain't even really got to go over stats on this one. Teams keep letting the Eagles off the hook. That's all I gotta say. The Eagles' offense doesn't look 100% like it's running on running 100%, but they keep making enough plays to where they put pressure on the other team to sit back and let their front four eat them up.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts was good, especially in the second half. Whenever him and A.J. Brown started really clicking. Yes. But it's just, to me, it still seems like something's missing. Yeah. Something's missing. How do you feel about the Commanders giving them a run for the money, really?
Yeah, they did. They really did. But like you say, something still ain't right with the Eagles. Just even going back to the Bucs game last week, I'm like, I'm watching this game. They only run 4 run plays.
Yeah.
RPO right, left, RPO up the middle, and then they might throw a toss something. And they was moving the ball all the way down the field. So I don't know the only good thing about it is they're undefeated.
Yep.
But like you said, last week it was a run game. This week, it's the passing game. And Washington had them. I thought Washington would go get them, man. I really did. But hey, at the end, the defense stood up, and then Philly ended up pulling it off some kind of way, man. But,
so I'm chalking all these wins up to Harry Roseman. Best GM in the league.
Yep.
He built a team that's too talented to fail. Every part doesn't have to run perfectly. Another part is going to pick them up. Like if Jalen Hurts isn't throwing it well, just hand it to the running back. The offensive line's gonna bulldoze somebody. If they're struggling to move the ball, he wouldn't got A.J. Brown for splash plays, deep passes. What A.J. Brown went 9 for 175, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
The secondary is lacking. So just whenever the Commanders feel comfortable, let's stick that front four on them. And what they get, 4 sacks on Sam, 5 sacks on Sam Howell. Howard Roseman, it's not a coaching thing. The coordinator isn't doing anything special. It's the team that he built is basically doing it itself.
Every phase and all the levels.
Yeah.
They're ready. If one, like you said, if one's off, the other one steps up and take the place. So, and that's a tough team to beat. So you don't know what you're going to get when you face them.
Because they're not playing well. They're not playing that great.
No.
Washington fumbled the situation whenever they went and got the tying touchdown. They should have went for 2.
Yeah.
Put them out of their misery.
Yeah.
You in Philly.
Yeah, you don't give them another shot.
Why are we going to overtime? That's a coaching malpractice right there. Yeah. You fought tooth and nail, and you don't have more talent than them.
No.
You're on the road. You just need 2 yards to shut all this down, and they could have been number 1 in the division if they would have just got that 2-point conversion.
Yep, and not be conservative.
But now
that tush push.
Right
in the middle of the field. It's 4th and 1. They're gonna put no. They run it on the middle of the field on the goal line. If they need 1 yard, they're gonna run that tush push, man. And they did it, and it worked, and that was it. They ended up kicking a field goal to win the game.
And I'm at the point now where if you can get a good gain on first down, run the tush push 3 more times.
Yeah.
They can't. Nobody can stop it. It's at least 2 yards a pop. Give me a good 7-yard completion or run on first down. Tush push. That's how I run it. But yeah, with Philly, with that 34-31 win, they're 4-0. They're number 1 in the division. Yeah. And they haven't even played that well. It's the crazy part.
Right.
That's the crazy part. Let's go to your neck of the woods. The Tennessee Titans beat up on the Cincinnati Bengals 27-3. Cincinnati's 2-2. Tennessee is 2-2. Cincinnati is 1-3 now. It looked like a throwback Titans game. This looked like they heard what we said, and they're like, you know what? Derrick Henry is going to beast mode everybody, and Tannehill is just going to do enough to where we keep you off balance. How do you feel about how the Tennessee Titans perform?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it looked like flashback to the Titans, the normal stuff. No Treylon Burks, and Henry doing his thing, 22 carries for 122 yards. Your young guy Spears came in and made some plays also.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of runs.
He really is.
He's getting way more playing time than I thought he would.
Yeah.
He pretty much gets all the passing down for the running back, passing down work for the running back. And something's wrong with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Something ain't right. There's no way Burrow playing the worst pass defense in the league. It only throws for like 165. Something ain't right. I know Higgins got hurt, but they still should have. 165 should have been one half with the secondary that the Titans got, and they didn't. And they didn't get it done. So that's gonna put them behind the 8 ball. It makes me wonder for going forward. I mean, what happens with T. Higgins now? If they move him, depending on how bad his injury is, or if he's gonna be out anytime. But something there in that locker room and on that, I don't know if maybe it's Burrow. Maybe he's not healthy. I don't know. But there's no way he should only throw for 165 yards.
He's still dealing with that calf.
Against
but
the Titans.
They got to sit him.
Right.
If he's out there, he's out there.
Right.
Yeah, with Higgins, I think he fractured his rib.
Oh.
That's 2 weeks right there.
Easy.
And this is their championship window.
Yeah.
He got paid. And there's going to be a lot of new faces in Cincinnati next year. What do you think is the percent? If you have to put a percentage chance on them turning it around and getting to the playoffs, what would your percentage be?
Right, I think they may have about right now. This early, I say I give them about a 55% chance.
50?
I'm about 55 right now.
That's higher than I thought.
Yeah. Because like I said, it's only 4 weeks. They got some stuff to get figured out. I know they got the talent to win the game, but they still got evidently something needs to be figured out.
Yeah, I'm more around 35. Okay. It just don't seem like previous years.
Right.
When they started out slow, Joe Burrow's hurt. Yeah. Offensive line still can't block anybody to save their life. The passing game just isn't clicking, and it just feels different to me.
Yeah.
So I want to give them like a 35% chance of becoming anything.
Especially with the division they in, and they already lost 2 division games, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably right.
All right. Let's go to Patriots versus Cowboys. So I got the Ezekiel Elliott jersey on, representing him. He came back and visited Dallas again, but it didn't turn out too great for him. Dallas Cowboys scored 38 points, go to 3-1, and the New England Patriots only get 3 points. They're at 1-3. Dak had a efficient game, 28 of 34, 261 yards and touchdown. And Mac Jones, 12 of 21, 150 yards, 2 interceptions, and a fumble 6. Both ground games were kind of non-existent, but how do you feel about the dominant win? Dallas got 377 yards total. New England had 253 yards, 3 turnovers.
Yeah, just domination. That Dallas defense, man, they came out there and they got on Mac Jones.
Yeah,
which I knew the Cowboys was gonna beat them, but I didn't feel like it was gonna be this bad.
Yeah,
I feel like Belichick would have fought a little harder than that, but evidently he ain't got his quarterback.
No.
So he's another guy that at the end of the year they got to make up their mind.
Yeah,
fifth year option or not. So I don't think they're gonna pick it up. I really don't. They benched him yesterday for Bailey Zappi.
Yeah.
After they had cut that guy at the beginning of the year, they brought him back, and then they bench you for him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think he's gonna be there. I mean, the quarterback of the future for the Patriots, but it's a hell of a win by the Cowboys. Nice little tune-up for the next game they got coming up.
Yeah, it's the whole Mac Jones situation is kind of crazy. He was just making terrible decision after terrible decision. It was like he was seeing 22 players on defense. His eyes, he was running out of the pocket to get set, throwing across his body. He got away with one. Then the next time he tried it, pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
He's scrambling. He thinks he's more athletic than he is. Yes. So he moved out. They hawked him down. Fumble, picked that up for 6. I have no idea what Belichick can do.
Yeah.
Next year, just they gotta make some moves. He's not the guy. And the crazy part is the 2 names from that draft, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, were linked together, and neither one of them worked. Mm-hmm. So even with the 49ers, if they got Mac Jones, ain't no telling he would have worked for them either.
Right.
So it's crazy. And for the Cowboys, still got to work on that red zone. But the defense is dominant on turf. I want to. So the thing that worries me about next game, grass. We got a whole bunch of sprinters.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can get their feet under them on grass the same way they do on that artificial turf. Yeah. But we'll see. They play the 49ers next, and ain't no half stepping.
Right.
They're gonna have to get their cleats in the ground, and they're gonna have to hit some folks in their mouth and knock them back, not dart around them, not get a gap and sprint through that gap. They're gonna have to two-way a couple cats, and we'll see what they can do. Cowboys through 4 games, the Cowboys offense has scored 48 points. If you add the kicker, Brandon Aubrey, and the defense together, they scored 74 points.
Oh, man.
And the Cowboys' opponents have scored 41 points total out of 4 games. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that when they get on you and they can pin their ears back, it's ugly.
Yeah, you don't never want to get behind like that on the Cowboys.
Oh, no.
It's a wrap.
No. What else we got? We can move on to Raiders Chargers. Let's just go through this game real quick. Las Vegas lost to the Chargers 17-24. Aiden O'Connell played for Jimmy G. Jimmy G had a concussion. He did all right, 24 of 39, 238 yards. Josh Jacobs, 17 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown. And the leading receiver, Josh Jacobs again, 8 receptions, 81 yards. On the Chargers side, Herbert, 13 of 24, 167 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He was dealing with that hand injury all game. Yep. And then Josh Kelly, 17 carries, 65 yards, and Palmer, 3 receptions, 77 yards. I had no interest in this game. I saw that Khalil Mack went off 6 sacks. But the Chargers are 2-2, and the Raiders are 1-3. You got anything about this game?
Herbert numbers look small like that because of 7 sacks.
Yeah,
the 3 turn, a lot of short fields, and the 3 turnovers. But no, a lot of checkdowns from Aiden O'Connell. I don't know if he's playing scared or what, but for you, the running back to have 8 catches, hey, that's a lot for Josh Jacobs. And 17 carries for 58 yards.
And he was under duress. Khalil Mack was a throwback game for him.
Yes, it was. So nothing much to go here. Raiders, I'm waiting to hear anything else from Devontae Adams. He said he's ready to win now. He didn't come here to try to get stuff right. He came here to play and win. And I think he's in the wrong spot.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to break it to him. Yep. You ain't winning now, bro.
Nope.
Go to Arizona and San Francisco. Arizona Cardinals 16, San Francisco 49ers 35. San Fran is 4-0. Brock Purdy, 1 incompletion the whole game, 20 of 21, 283 yards, 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had him a day, 20 carries, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, 6 receptions, 148 yards. Man, they clicking. They clicking on all cylinders. Josh Dobbs did what he could, 28 of 41, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Conner, 11 carries, 52 yards. And Hollywood Brown, 7 receptions, 96 yards. He needs to be in a trade package right there. But, I mean, San Fran is dominant. McCaffrey went off. What you got for me?
The San Francisco McCaffreys, man.
Yeah.
God, he does what he wants to do when he wants to do.
Yeah.
Man, and like you said, they hitting on all cylinders. They got Brandon Ayuk, 148 yards. And Debo is pretty much non-existent. I know he was hurt, but man, when if you got both of those guys healthy with Christian McCaffrey and Purdy only 1 incompletion, man, that's gonna be tough to deal with. You just don't know which way they coming from, man. And of course the defense is gonna hold them up.
Yeah.
But this was all about the offense. This game right here, because like you say, Dobbs, he didn't do bad. He didn't even throw an interception. He played pretty damn good against this defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be tough playing the 49ers in the future, man. If that offense keep going like that, it's going to be very, very difficult for anybody to take them down, man. It's going to take a special game plan or some turnovers or something to beat them.
You're going to have to heat Purdy up.
Yeah.
Because Purdy, 1 sack, 12 yards. Mm-hmm. When he's not pressured, he's he's Steve Young pretty much.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey I think he just broke a record for most consecutive games with a touchdown, broke Jerry Rice's record. Dude is playing at a unbelievable level. He had 7 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown off of 8 targets. It's just, I don't know what to do to stop these cats.
He is the most lethal weapon in the NFL right now. He really is. Like you say, there's nothing. I don't know what you can do outside of injury. I don't see anything you can do to stop McCaffrey, man. And along with the receivers.
Yeah, I can't wait for this Sunday night game coming up against the Cowboys. This is going to show me a lot.
Yeah.
This team is dominant. I'm just saying that's the best team in the league in my book. But we'll get to our quarter power rankings in a little bit. Last game, the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the New York Jets 23-20 in a closer game. I know it's surprising for a lot of people. How do you feel? How you feel about that game you watched last night?
That Jets defense gave Mahomes them problems.
Yeah,
they really did. They got after him. It just sucks that the Jets ain't got a quarterback to help out on that offense. He looked a little better last night than the previous couple of games, but he still ain't it. If I'm the Jets, I'm calling Arizona. What can y'all give me for Dobbs? I'd rather go that route than to continue to deal with this Zach Wilson stuff. Because Dobbs, they just picked him up 2 weeks before the season started. So if a 5th round pick or whatever, a 4th round pick, it may be worth it for the Jets to go out and try to get a guy like Dobbs. You see what he's doing out there with lesser talent. So why not give that a shot? Especially going on with this Zach Wilson stuff, man. Well, it's only going to get worse for him as the year goes on. Aaron Rodgers at the game, that hyped him up a little bit, but the defense did all they could do. You had Mahomes to that, and you still lose?
Yeah.
So, they're still a quarterback away with all the talent, man.
Yeah, so Mahomes had a rare off game.
Yeah.
Bad decision making, inaccurate. Couple wobblers, couple ground balls.
Yeah.
He was only 18 of 30, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yeah. Should have been 3.
Yes.
But that's for another day. But so they leaned on Pacheco, 20 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Kelsey, for him, he was kept in check. 6 receptions, 60 yards. But that was probably the best game you're gonna see from the Jets.
Yes.
That was, they could have won. They could have made it more competitive. Zach Wilson had the late fumble, kind of iced the game away, but that was the best you're probably gonna see from them, and just wasn't good enough. They couldn't contain Pat Mahomes' legs, so he had another ace up his sleeve.
Yep.
You stop him throwing, he could scramble for how many yards he has? 51 yards.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough to deal with. But much respect to Zach Wilson. I know it's got to be hard for him to continually get criticized, booed at home. But he came out like a warrior. He played his heart out. Just wasn't enough.
Yep, he just wasn't good enough. Like I said, it's got to be frustrating for the defense.
Yeah,
because they got after Mahomes and the Chiefs, man, and then to come up empty basically with the L.
Yeah.
So
it was a chippy game too.
Oh yeah, from the jump.
Yeah. They was chirping back and forth, people in everybody's face. It was a pretty good game to watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then to end the week, we have tonight Seattle Seahawks visit the New York Giants. Seattle Seahawks are a 2.5-point favorite tonight. Who you got?
Give me the Seahawks tonight, and go to New York and take it.
Yeah.
Running back for the Giants again. I'm expecting, I think Jamal Adams coming back. This is going to be his first game back for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Should probably free up some of those other guys in the secondary to do Witherspoon and Wooten to do something that they hadn't been able to do all year. So I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one, man.
Yeah. Same. Andrew Thomas is out. Saquon's out. Yeah. They just don't have enough. Unless Daniel Jones goes Mahomes tonight. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, because he's playing against two good cornerbacks, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say probably around 26-17, something like that. Yeah. Seattle takes it. And actually, let's go to our winners and losers. So we're doing a segment, winners and losers. This is for past, present, and future. For example, my first winner is the Texans 2023 draft. These guys got C.J. Stroud, which is controversial. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good because they wanted Bryce. They may have gotten the better of the two. It's early. We'll see. They got Tank Dell and Will Anderson out of their 2023 draft. So it's looking good. Looking good so far for them.
Yeah, I had them also, but I'm with you. The Colts.
Oh, yeah.
Winners. Now to see that Anthony Richardson was able to get them back in that game like that, after I thought it was over by being down 20, they have their quarterback of the future also.
Yeah. So losers, let's go to the other side. The team that got Bryce. Look, I know it's early. I know it's not all on him. It just doesn't look like NFL football watching Bryce. At least not yet. It's a lot of he's just so undersized. The offensive line is terrible.
He was sacked 5 times.
Yeah. He has no weapons, so I'm not ready to say they got the wrong guy, but I'm definitely alerted.
You know, they won't have a first round pick next year.
Right.
So where do you go? As far as the Panthers, you know, with an offensive line that look like it's in shambles, probably ain't gonna get much better.
Yeah.
And a guy that small getting hit that many times, I don't think he's gonna make it through the year. I really don't. But that's a lot of hits he's been taking in the first 4 games.
He already missed 1 game.
Yeah, so that's a good loser. My loser is Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think there's something wrong. Unable to move the ball against what's worst secondary in the league. So something not right. You got a top-notch quarterback like Burrow, top receiver like Chase, and you still ain't able to move the ball. Something's not right. Something's wrong somewhere.
Definitely. I'm gonna go my loser first. Chicago Bears. The organization is a joke. GM needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Coach needs to be fired. Fields needs to go somewhere else. Yeah. Defense is terrible. And now they got the Claypool situation where he came out and said he wasn't used properly. He was a healthy scratch for the game. They told him to go home. They spent the 32nd overall pick last year for him. Now reports are saying they're just looking for a 5th or 6th. They gave a first-round pick for Chase Claypool, and now they're just looking for crumbs. And it's the crazy part is they looked all right. They looked okay starting out, and then they just got crushed. And right after that, I'm gonna go to my winner. My winner is the Chicago Bears because they got the first and second pick. So if they clean house, just go ahead and clean house. They can have Caleb Williams. They can get him and Drake May and let them battle it out, or they could get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes,
they they could just reset at the end of this year.
No doubt.
So they're my loser and winner
for default.
The season. Yeah, just for the season.
Yep, I had them down as a winner too by default.
Definitely.
Oh boy.
You got another winner?
That was gonna be at the Bears. That was gonna be my the Bucks. They beat the Saints. They took over first place in the division. You went to New Orleans and won. So looks like they're gonna be okay. It just depends on what Mike Evans, how tough his injury is gonna be. So the Buccaneers, I think they're the winner. And of course, the Niners got the most lethal weapon in NFL for McCaffrey.
Yeah, that was one of my winners. The Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
That offense, they went and got Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
They made the Trey Lance mistake, and it just didn't matter.
Yep.
It's just they're a machine. Best team in the league right now. I've got a double loser though. Number one loser 1A in this section. Arthur Smith and the Falcons. He doesn't run an offense that's going to be successful big in big games.
Yeah.
You drafted Kyle Pitts in the top 10. Drake London was a first round receiver. You went and put all your cards in the Ritter basket, and it's just not working out. They don't look like they're on the same page, front office and coach. Because if they were, they wouldn't have built the team the way they
can't
did.
be on the same page. No.
And then other section of that is Bill Belichick and these Patriots quarterbacks. I don't see anything bright in their future unless they lose out. It's just gonna be more the same. It's gonna be more Bailey Zappies, more Mac Joneses, and Bill Belichick just suffered his worst loss of all time. He's never lost more than 31 points, and then he just lost by 35 yesterday. So,
like I was saying earlier this year, Bill Belichick, the GM, needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Don't be letting him pick the players no more. Those days are gone. You see what kind of hole it's got you into. Once Brady left, Brady was covering up a whole lot of stuff for you.
Right.
But now, just leave him on the defensive side of the ball, and head coach, bring in your GM and let him pick the players, man.
Now I'm starting to think is maybe he just had a nice run because they found players off the scrap heap, and he could get away with that whenever you had Gronk, who was a first round talent, but he had character issues.
Yes.
So he dropped. You got Wes Welker, undrafted, Julian Edelman, undrafted, and you turn these into stars. But if that eventually stops working,
yes,
and you're going to have to actually go out and find legitimate talent, and they haven't brought it in. Nope. Kendrick Bourne, decent receiver, but not a number one.
Yep.
Parker,
Jacoby Myers,
yep. But yeah, so he's definitely a loser. That organization is losers at this moment also.
Yes.
How about you? Got anything else? Winners, losers?
I think that's it for my winners, losers. Yeah.
I want to throw a shout out to Travis Kelce. He's in every commercial. He's definitely a winner because he's in every. I've seen. I think I saw him in 3 commercials back to back to back. He had State Farm. He had
I think it was like a Pfizer commercial.
Yeah,
with 2 things at one time.
Vaccination commercial, and then he has some other. He is, and then he had Taylor Swift at the game. So
he's a Swiftie now, so
he's
numbers gonna get a bump.
Power rankings. You got your power rankings ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm gonna just list mine off. First, best team in the league, San Francisco 49ers. 2 for me is the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
I'm still going to give some love to Philly at number 3. And then I go 4 and 5, Dolphins, Cowboys.
Okay. I got the Eagles 1. I'm sorry, the Niners 1.
Okay.
I got the Eagles 2.
Oh, okay.
I got Miami 3. I got Buffalo 4. And I got KC at 5. Ooh. And number 6 would be Dallas.
Even after that, number 6 would be KC for me. Even after that game, you still got Dolphins over the Bills?
Yeah, I do. But I do, because I believe more in the Dolphins offense than I do with Buffalo. It's more likely that Miami do again what they did last week, than I think for Buffalo to do what they did yesterday. Gotcha. But I got them 3 and 4 right next to each other. So, and of course with KC, you just get with Mahomes, you just got to put them in there, because they had a rough night last night, but they played one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah.
And right next to them, I got the Cowboys coming at 6. That's where I got them.
Yeah. I just think I got the Bills over the Eagles. I just think on the neutral field, the Bills, I think they do the same thing they did to the Dolphins against the Eagles. But yeah. So,
and my 7th team would have been the Lions.
Lions? I didn't even think that far.
Yeah.
Let me say,
probably would have went Lions.
Lions. That's a good shout right there. Lions.
Because after the Eagles, Niners, Cowboys, and the NFC, they got to be next in the pecking order, I would think.
Yeah, they definitely next. I want to give some love. I wanted to give some love to the Ravens, but they're just so injured.
Yeah.
If they were full health, they would be up there with the Cowboys to me. But they're just they're too injured, and I'm surprised. I'm not surprised we're not saying it, but the Jaguars should have been up there.
Should have been.
The Jaguars should have been top, but they're not playing that well right now. Going to next week, Thursday night game, Broncos Chiefs is gonna be on Prime Video. I don't see a line. Do you see a line for it?
Who was it? Oh, Thursday. Bears Commanders.
What am I looking at? Oh, I'm sorry. Bears Commander. I'm looking at
Washington by 6.5.
I was looking at week 6. Yeah, Washington 6.5. Who you got?
I got the Commanders. This game.
Yeah,
but it feels if they do what they did last week, they got a shot. But I'm gonna roll with the Commanders. I don't know if it's gonna be 6.5, but I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
All right, we got Jacksonville Jaguars against the Bills in over there in England again. The Bills are 5.5 point favorites. Who you got?
I'm taking the Bills, and this is what I'm talking. I want to see if they do this. They should beat these guys by, if they play like they just played, do that again. This should be 2 touchdowns. Easy. They should beat this team. But I want to see them get it in back-to-back games. I don't want to see them come and lay down and play down to the level of competition. But like I say, the Jaguars have been very underwhelming this year.
Yes.
And I expect Buffalo to go and handle that game easily.
Yeah, I would like to see Calvin Ridley go off. No Tre'Davious White. I just don't see it happening. Buffalo defense is too well coached. I say Buffalo takes it.
Yeah, they're favored by 5.5.
Yeah. Titans visit the Colts. This might be a possible AFC South championship game. Pretty much. It's in Indy, and the Colts are favored by 1.5. Who you got?
I'm going to take the Colts. I just don't know if they'll be able to keep Anthony Richardson contained. Between the tackles. Between the tackles, they'll be able to contain him. But once he gets outside the pocket and he gets to rolling around, the dude is a machine, man. But if they can put him in a position where they have to throw it and put the pressure on him. But the thing about the Titans, they're going to put pressure on him. But he can run. So the pressure ain't always going to be as effective when you got to run a scrambling quarterback like that. But the Colts are favored by 1.5. So it's going to be a tight, low-scoring game, I think. But I'm taking the Colts on this one.
I think I'm gonna go with the Titans. I've doubted them way too much. They're just too well coached.
Yeah.
I think that they'll be ready. It's a division opponent. They got to win this game. I think this is going to be a springboard for them to take the division.
Yeah.
Take the division and to win the division.
Tannehill's got to play a solid game. The Colts defense ain't no snobs. They can get after you.
Yeah. That's true. Saints Patriots in New England. The Patriots are 1.5 point favorites. This one. This is tough.
Yeah.
You can't trust any one of these teams.
Nope.
I'll go upset special with the Patriots.
Okay. Yeah. And Derek Carr. I'd like to know the situation with his shoulder because I don't think he's healthy. And I'm gonna take the Patriots because I know the Patriots gonna get after him. They're gonna get to him. And you land on that shoulder again, you might be done for the year, man. So they should just let him sit out and rest, at least to the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Your division is in a position where you can miss a few games and still have a chance at the end. You just got to end up beating the Bucs whenever you play them again. So I'm going to take the Patriots. I just don't know what Derek Carr's health is like.
Yeah, Bill Belichick could have something up his sleeve on this one, especially after what happened last week. Ravens visit the Steelers. Baltimore is a 4.5 point favorite.
Ravens, but I need this to be a statement game for the Ravens.
I was about to say.
This injury riddled, lackluster offense of the Steelers, don't let them stick around. I want this to be I want you to come in and beat these guys by 10, 12 points and make it look easy. Of course, it's a divisional game, but this could be a big step for the Ravens right here to come in and just punch these guys in the mouth in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And to take home the victory. But I'm going with the Ravens.
Steelers do this thing where when they play a AFC North team, they just change.
Yeah.
You watch what they did against the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have faith in Lamar again. Yeah. He's gonna have to carry this team on his back. Hopefully, they can get one of those receivers back. So I'll say the Ravens take it in a closer than it should be contest. Texans go to Atlanta, play the Falcons. Atlanta's a 1 point favorite. Who you got?
Give me the Texans. I think that defense gonna get to Ritter, and of course Stroud gonna continue to do what he's doing. I'm gonna take the Texans, man.
This one's tough. Falcons should play better at home. Texans probably won't be as good on the road. I'll go Falcons.
Okay.
I know Fredo hate me for that, but I'll go Falcons on that one. I just think Bijan's gonna go crazy. Panthers Lions. Ooh, Detroit is a 9 point favorite, and actually that's warranted.
Nice.
Yeah, that is being nice. This is these Lions.
Yeah, give me the Lions.
Lions gonna be ready for them.
Yeah, they're gonna get to the quarterback, and it ain't gonna be nice with
no.
and Hutchinson.
And then Giants Dolphins, another 9.5 point favorite for the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Dolphins. They can't wait to get back on the field. Give me the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, this is gonna
blast the Giants.
Yeah, this is gonna be 40, 40 at least on the Giants.
This is a Tyreek Hill 200-yard game, 3 touchdowns. Watch, man, it's crazy.
And this was kind of interesting. Bengals and Cardinals. Which Bengals team are we getting?
3.5 point favorite. When would that ever be the case? So Vegas feel like it's something wrong too. A 3.5 point favorite. Well, it's a part of me that want to say Cardinals, but I just can't do it because they've played above what we thought they were gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh man, give me the upset, man. I'm gonna do it. Give me the Cardinals.
Cardinals?
Man. Give me the Cardinals, man. Give me the Cardinals, man. Bengals got to show me something not wrong, man. Give me the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals at home, I might be with you. I might take the Cardinals too.
Yeah, I might. There's something not right.
And then the Philadelphia Eagles play the LA Rams. I want to say the Rams. Hey. I really do want to say the Rams, but I just can't see it happening.
Yeah.
I go Eagles.
I'm going Eagles, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to a field goal, kind of like it was with Washington.
Yeah.
So if Kupp comes back and with Puka, Sean McVay going to have some tricks up his sleeve, man. And Aaron Donald it's a good line, but Aaron Donald going to make them work this week. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. But, man, I think I'm taking the Eagles, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a field goal game like it was with Washington.
Yeah, I wish the Rams had a corner that could stay with A.J. Brown. Yeah. I just don't. Yeah, I don't see them having one. Unless Aaron Donald goes crazy, Philly should win by a touchdown. New York Jets. Ooh, this is ugly.
This was supposed to have been the big game right here. With the back and forth before the season started with Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, Sean Payton, yes.
Oh, now it's just a clown show.
Yes.
Jets go to Denver, play the Broncos. Denver is a 2.5-point favorite. And I'm gonna say oh man.
I know it.
I'm gonna go Broncos. No. Yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos just because they're home.
Yeah.
It's two even teams. Broncos defense is trash. Yep. Jets offense is trash. So even out, I go Broncos.
I'm gonna take the Jets. I'm expecting that defense to give them Russell Wilson them fits, and I think they have a chip on their shoulder just from that preseason noise. Robert Saleh, he's gonna have them wired up about all the stuff Peyton was saying about Hackett. I'm not saying there's gonna be a bunch of points scored, but I think the Jets go in there and beat them this weekend.
I would like to see it.
I think Javante's out. Yeah, the running back. He got a hip issue. So yeah.
I do like that guy that came in though.
McLaughlin.
He was pretty quick. I wish this wasn't a on our TV. Chiefs Vikings. Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites in Minnesota. I would take the Chiefs, but I'm giving a point.
Yeah.
I don't think they win by 5.5.
Yeah. I'm taking the Chiefs. Yeah. It's gonna be a high scoring game, especially with the way the Vikings defense is looking these days. So I'm taking the Chiefs on that one.
And then Sunday Night Football, Cowboys go to the 49ers. 49ers are 4-0. Cowboys are 3-1. 49ers are 3.5-point favorites. And like I said earlier, it's the grass.
Yeah.
49ers are a smash mouth power team. I'm taking 49ers by probably 6 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Niners too. I just don't know. I just don't know if with Diggs not being there.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's gonna happen if Ayuk start getting those one-on-one matchups. That's the last guy you want to give a one-on-one matchup to. And of course, you're gonna have Debo and Kittle's working below, and then McCaffrey. Until somebody show me, I'm gonna roll with the 49ers on this one.
Yeah, I just don't. The Cowboys' run defense stepped up against the Patriots, but these ain't the Patriots.
Yeah. But Jerome, what would it take for the Cowboys to win this game, you think?
To win, it would take. They would have to be, let's say, 75% touchdown in the red zone.
Yeah.
They have to score a touchdown, and then they need to heat Purdy up. So Purdy, let's say Purdy has 3 sacks, maybe get him into maybe get him uncomfortable. He throws an interception. That's the only way. So Micah is going to have to go crazy.
Yeah.
And then Dak is going to have to be efficient in the red zone.
Yeah.
I don't trust the Cowboys O-line against the 49ers D-line, and vice versa. I don't think the 49ers put the game in the hands of Purdy. They're going to put it on McCaffrey, and he's going to do what he did last game. So,
and that's what I was thinking. Like when you mentioning the offensive line, I feel like the Cowboys would have to establish the run just to keep the ball out of the 49ers' hands. That's going to be one way you beat the 49ers. You got to keep the ball out of their hands, and at some point you got to try to establish the run and get you average 4.5 yards a carry, just to keep the clock running and keep the ball off the 49ers' hands.
Yeah, and I just don't see. And again, I actually think playing surfaces do matter with this team, because everything they do is based on quickness. Their passing game is a quick pass game, and their defense is a undersized, lightning fast defense, and the grass is going to slow them down. So I don't like that matchup. And Monday night game, Packers and Raiders. I would not be watching this game. I've got other things to do with my time. Green Bay is 2.5 or 2-point favorites in in Las Vegas.
Yeah, give me the Packers. I'm like, I don't have much interest in that game. Give me the Packers.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
Okay.
Just because something crazy is gonna happen.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae.
You know he's good for 13 catches against the old team.
Yeah, revenge game. Yeah. So maybe Aiden O'Connell. Hopefully Aiden O'Connell plays. Plays again. But other than that, I think that's all we got for y'all today.
I think that's it.
Krav, you want to sign us out?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please go out there and subscribe, follow, click. Like I say, just type in the CL Football anywhere you listen to your podcast, any website. Just type in CL Football and see what comes up. Once again, thanks for listening. And for your boy Jerron, DC, hey, we're signing off. Y'all have a good day.